Hello, all my GMAT aspirants. This is Amit Rohra, your VARC expert right here. Okay, so let's get started with the awesome GMAT Foundation batch. And within that, I am going to be leading your critical reasoning section of GMAT. As you are aware, and I think there are enough videos on this channel itself which talk about the GMAT Focus Edition, which talk about the new pattern and the new format of GMAT. And within that, as you are aware, in the verbal part, there are now only two sections, namely reading comprehension, that is RC, and critical reasoning, that is CR. So today, let's give you an overview, what to expect, what all comes. This is just a broad overview in the critical reasoning section. Personally, this tests your logical thinking ability, which is absolutely awesome. Even if your vocabulary is not that great, अगर आपको English में confidence नहीं है, you can still crack and ace this section. Let's get started. Let's show you what all will be there in today's video. Okay, so right at the start, let me introduce concepts of critical reasoning. We will look at different things that come. We will give you an idea as to what to expect. Then we will give you format and the different types of questions. Once again, like I said, this is just an intro session. So what we will do is we will expose you to the various areas. Definitely we will give you an overview and we will give you examples of what to expect. And then of course, there is not going to be only theory because that's not the most important thing. After all, it's a exam where you're supposed to solve. We will solve lots of practice questions. Isme bhi what I've tried to ensure from my end is there is a whole lot of variety. Yeah, basically this video is made to make you think, be aware, and get started on your critical reasoning journey for the new GMAT or GMAT that you're going to give. All right, chaliye, let me quickly introduce myself. As you are aware, my name is Amit Rohra, sir. I am your verbal ability reading comprehension expert right here on this channel. I have this many years of experience in teaching, training, coaching for all possible exams, national and international, जिसमें ये section आता है. Other than that, I also have helped a lot of candidates and my students to enter their dream B schools. Not only that, I am also a professor of MBA at different colleges that offer national and international MBA. And finally, my favorite part is this, where I like to call myself a rockstar creator, and you guys are Amit sir ke rock stars. Chaliye, my suggestion right now, please sit with the paper and a pen. All right, make notes. What do you write down in the notes? Anything and everything that I scribble on the board in my not so good handwriting, you write it down. Everything that you understand, you write it down. If this is getting difficult to read, because I think this might be difficult, I'll read out for you. Don't worry. All right. And finally, whatever doubts are coming or you're not understanding, don't panic, don't fear. You can always leave them for me in the comment section of the video. All right. Chaliye, let's get started. So when we talk of critical reasoning basically assesses your ability to analyze, most important, to evaluate, all right, arguments. Now, first of all, let us take this term, sir. What is an argument? So an argument is anything that is some sort of data, that is some sort of premise, or any kind of evidence which is suggested or stated by the author. All right, that is the factual part of the passage. So once again, what did I say? An argument is something that is the actual or stated part. It could have data, numbers, facts, figures. So I'll give an example. Suppose the author says that India hosted the G20 summit last year. India's GDP this year may touch 7.4%. And also India's, I don't know, growth rate has been the highest in the world. All right, now what are these? These are three arguments, these are three premises, these are three data points, these are three evidences. Because on the basis of this, we can conclude what? We can conclude India is doing well. We can conclude that India is one of the fastest growing economies. We can conclude that the author is in love with India. Understood? That's what it is. So first of all, and that is the best part about critical reasoning, it teaches you to logically analyze and evaluate any arguments. Matlab, you will basically come to realize what is the purpose, what is the argument doing. That is very powerful. All right, now it involves understanding the structure of an argument, ठीक है. Now how do we identify the structure of an argument? Argument is just given, sir. What are we going to do about it? Yes, we could identify its assumptions. Assumptions are nothing but the thought process employed by the author. Matlab, when the author wrote the argument, when the author picked the argument, why that? What was the author thinking? So maybe the author was curious about India. That's why he chose to, highlight India did this, India did that, India did this. Making sense? See, so that is assumptions. We'll study all of that. It could be evaluating evidences. Evaluating evidences means you could have to ask an option that strengthens the argument, that weakens the argument. Okay? You could have been asked to identify an option which asks you what is the purpose of the part of the argument, what is the flaw in the argument, etc, etc. Lots of things. It's fun. All right, once again, critical reasoning is logical thinking. So while your vocab is not that great, or if it is not good, listen to me, logical thinking is definitely good. So hear me out. Okay? Acha. And drawing logical conclusions. This is the word of the day, my favorite word. We are going to use this a lot. Conclusions, of course. Now what are conclusions? Conclusions are nothing but the net outcome of the argument. This is something that is going to come out, that is going to be derived, that is going to lead to something. So while assumption is the starting point, conclusion is the end point, okay, of any argument. And finally, it measures your higher order thinking skills. I like this. Okay? Because now what is GMAT expecting from you? GMAT is expecting that you have now become matured. You are going to become a manager. You are going to work internationally. Think, you guys. Think. तो अभी आप स्मार्ट हो गए हो. तो हायर ऑर्डर थिंकिंग स्किल्स मीन्स इट्स गोना टेस्ट वेदर यू आर एबल टू इवैल्यूएट थिंग्स, if you are able to identify the right kind of logic. All right, and basically, is your thinking logical, coherent? Coherent means part of the passage. You can think within the framework of the passage, and ability to think critically. Critically thinking also is nothing but evaluating. Okay? You see how in the introduction slide itself, why am I spending so much time? Because I want you today to get thinking logically, to start thinking critically. We will. The examples that we are going to make you solve, 100% you will start thinking, but let's get there fast enough. All right, chaliye people. So it's good so far. Let's continue. Now, that was the introduction. Immediately now let's talk about the different types of questions. वैसे there are lots and different types of questions. Namely, there is something that is called as assumption. All right, then there is something called as conclusions or inference. Yeah. Then there is something called as strengthen of the argument. That is, choose an option that strengthen. Next, obviously there will be weaken, because choose an option that weakens. Please pardon my handwriting, it's not the greatest, I know, but please bear with me. Then we talk about something that is, what is the flaw or error in the conclusion that is drawn. Then we also have something that is called as paradox. Paradox means where two seemingly opposite arguments are presented. So why? What are they doing? Then we have something that is called as boldface. Boldface means highlighted part. So part of the argument will be highlighted and you will be asked, what role does that play? Matlab, it is the premise, is it the conclusion, is it an argument that the author supports, is it an argument that the author opposes? Too much fun, too easy. We'll solve all of this. All right, and then, so these are the broad types, of course. Okay? We'll be having individual sessions for all of them. Today we will not be covering all of them, because if we did, it will become an overdose. We'll cover some of them, but we'll solve a lot of variety of questions so that you can get started and you can start practicing. Okay? Chaliye. So इसी के साथ let's get started with the first type. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Sit back, listen, and also after this we'll start solving. Okay? Chaliye. So the first type 100% is strengthen or weaken. All right, strengthen means what? So how will the format of the question be? You will be given an argument, okay, which will be something. You will be given iske basis pe a conclusion, which will be something. This will be your passage. you will then be asked to choose an option that either strengthens or weakens the what conclusion above, or strengthens or weakens the premise above. Now common sense dictates, sir, what do you mean by strengthen? So obviously strengthen means you have to evaluate those answer choices that enhance the argument ka validity. What do you mean by enhance? Enhance means one thing is support, one thing could be increase, ठीक है? It could also mean bolster. Bolster means support it, cushion it, raise it, ठीक है? So you have to choose an option that 100% increases. I'll give an example. So remember that argument, that entire thing that we spoke about India. Let's just stick to that only. क्या क्या बोला मैंने? India hosted the G20 summit. India's GDP 7.4%. India's growth rate is going to be the highest among the different countries of the world. ठीक है? Emerging economies of the world. Now, which option will strengthen my premise or my argument? Which option? One option. Obviously, common sense dictates anything. In this case, that example that I spoke about, which will support India, which will speak about India in a positive manner, or it will have some kind of a data point that shows India in a positive manner. Yes, that's all that you need to identify. Why? How did you come at this? Because you decided, sir, the passage is talking about India. Passage is obviously praising India because it's all positive. See, the passage did not speak about poverty of India, education of India, I don't know, literacy rate of India. No, the gender inequality. We spoke about good things. So that means 100% something that will strengthen this will be positive, sir. That's all. Now, when you're evaluating options, straight away eliminate options that don't speak about India. Straight away eliminate options that speak negatively about India. And shortlist and evaluate those options that give you data points or that speak positive about India, but something that enhance India. Got it? So I hope this is making sense. Very easy questions, my favorite questions. So wo ho gaya strengthen. Now let's look at weaken. Weaken may look for options that undermine the argument. Undermine means what? Undermine means attack or contradict. Basically go against the argument. Clear hai? So now let's evaluate. Okay? So choose an option. Now in this case, Bob is coming back to this case. What kind of option will go against? You're already framing the answer in your mind. That's what I want. Before looking at the options also, see how fast you can get now, how smart. You will choose an option that talks about India in a negative manner. You will choose an option that introduces a negative concept about India. You could also talk about a data point that shows India in a bad light. Right? So now, support, this was for strengthen. For weaken, you will definitely have something that goes against India. Okay? You can have a data which is something negative. Okay? And which talks, please don't choose an option that shows some other country better than India. Wrong. That's out of context. We are not talking of China or US or I don't know, Africa. We are talking of India. So stick to the context of the passage. Is this making sense now? Okay? So we studied two main important types. Strengthen, which will enhance or support or increase the claim of the argument. Then weaken, which will attack the argument. So for all this, what do you need to identify? You need to identify what is my theme of the argument. How did we identify? Recurring words. India is my theme. And what is the overall tone of the passage? Tone kya hai? Positive, sir. Why? Arey, author is full fanboy of India, suppose. Making sense? Is this making sense? Chaliye, people, let's go to the next one. If so far you guys are understanding and everything is making sense, please go in the comment section and leave a heart for Amit sir, because even I will feel good कि I'm connecting with my rock stars. ठीक है? अगर आपको कुछ नहीं समझ रहा है, if you're struggling, let me know in the comments. What difference would you like to, what change would you like? I'll get that change. ठीक है? But please talk to me, let me know whether it's working or not. Come on, ठीक है? चलो, next type is assumptions. थोड़ा tricky है. It is not the most straightforward, but nonetheless very important, too much fun. Assumptions are nothing but the thought process of the author. So please remember, while today is just an overview, we will discuss individually all in individual sessions. Don't worry. Okay? Assumption is the thought process. Assumption is what did I think before writing the passage. So now you will also wonder, sir, how am I supposed to evaluate that? That is so difficult. How will I know what the author is thinking? But once again, you will know what is the theme of the passage. You will know what is the tone of the passage. Why am I repeating this on every slide? Because you have to pay a lot of attention to the theme and the tone. Please do this for reading comprehension also. Please keep this in mind for RC also. Okay? So now you identify the theme, you identify the tone. What was that? We had same thing repeat karenge. India, same thing, and positive. Okay? Now what was the author thinking before writing this? So the author could have thought that India is doing very well. No, that could be an outcome also. Chalo, author was curious about India. Author really liked India. That is why author chose good things about India. You have to evaluate it like that. So you have to basically take a step back and think what led to this, like that. So let's read the formal definition also. Just a one-liner, not in depth today, just an overview. They are the unstated premises, crucial. Unstated means implied or not mentioned. Please keep this in mind. What makes assumptions so difficult now? They are not there in the passage. You have to, they are the thought process. So you have to evaluate them from the options. Crucial for the argument's validity. Validity means for it to be true. If the assumption is proved false, argument collapses. Game over. When we do assumptions in detail, we shall do this in detail, don't worry. Okay? So assumptions are crucial, because if my thought process was not that, how did I write it? So there has to be, that's a logical thing. I can't think of something else and write something else. Just remember it like that. So assumptions, very important, too much fun. We'll do in detail when we come to assumption. Next type, inference. This is very simple. This we know, sir, because इसमें there'll be hardly any struggle, I promise you. Inference is about conclusions. Same thing. For GMAT purpose, we will interchangeably use inferences and conclusions. Same thing. Okay? Based on the info that is provided. Same to same. Okay? So you are evaluating something, concluding something. Okay? So they are simply conclusions. Now, how do you form a conclusion? Suppose that the passage spoke about India and it spoke about positive data points of India. So what will be the conclusion? From this 100% you can be that India could be one of the best, one of the fastest growing economies, one of the future economies, or one of the fastest developing countries, etc., whatever. Making sense? So this is an outcome. How did we know this? From the premise. Once again, what do we need to know? I'm writing this on the side, the theme and the tone. People, please remember, these notes will come to you in PDF format. They will be available on the app, PW app, or the website in your batch, the dashboard, under attachment section. Please remember, don't forget to refer to the notes. बहुत important notes are यार. ठीक है? चलो. So spending not too much time on this. This is just an overview session. Just an overview. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next type, very interesting. Evaluate the argument. So evaluate the argument भी बहुत cool है, बहुत interesting है, because in this case you are being asked to assess. Okay, assess is nothing but evaluate the effectiveness of the argument in achieving its purpose. So is it able to do it? Is it able to do it with force, with emphasis? Is it able to do it strongly? See, making sense? All of these kind of multiple things come. That's all. So once again the question will come. You will have to read the passage. As of now, what do you have to focus on? Theme of the passage, tone of the passage, what are the recurring words, what is the passage majorly talking about, and then the question may say, in this case, what you have to do is evaluate or compare, most important, all the various options. You have to evaluate, you have to compare, you have to just look at all the various options and then arrive at a conclusion. It's as simple as that. ठीक है people, I hope this is making sense. I am going slow. This is just an overview. Don't get overwhelmed. We will do individual sessions for every topic also, don't worry. Yeah, chalo, next time. Okay, so that's all. So today what I'm doing is I'm not getting into paradox, flaw, bold face, and this thing. We are just going to be today discussing an overview and solving, because I want to start a solving journey together so that you guys get comfortable, because it's all about solving. But theek hai, before we get into solving, little bit of general knowledge for y'all. Okay? So people, some best practices for GMAT critical reasoning. I'll get more of these as time go by, but an overview. Please, this is also something like your preparation. Yeah, so take it like that. How do you need to prepare for GMAT critical reasoning? Most important, please read actively. This is very interesting, because everybody tells you to read and you're like, sir, I keep reading all the time. Do you read actively? Yeah, so engage with the argument, take note of the main conclusion and supporting premises. So let's take an example. Next time you read an article, आप पेपर पढ़ रहे हो, पहली बात तो प्लीज रीड न्यूज़पेपर्स एवरी डे. योर वोकैब, योर जनरल नॉलेज, योर करंट अफेयर्स नॉलेज, योर ग्रामर, एवरीथिंग विल इंप्रूव. ठीक है, नाउ यू आर रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर, यू आर रीडिंग आर्टिकल्स. Rather than focusing on every word and getting confused and panicking, I didn't understand, sir. Why do you do that? Read the article and then in your mind 3 points को form करो, either in your mind or write it down. About what, sir? The salient features of the article. What did the article talk about? Did it talk about West Bengal politics? It spoke about the major party or ruling party of West Bengal, and it spoke about, I don't know, communalism in West Bengal. I'm giving an example. That's all. Now what you've managed to do? You've managed to read actively. You've managed to come at the main conclusion, supporting premises, everything done. Can you please start doing this? It will make a huge difference in your attitude and approach to such kind of questions. And mind you, my GMAT aspirants, यहाँ पे अगर कोई CAT वाला भी बैठा है, this will help you a lot in your CAT VARC journey. Please start doing it. Nothing will look complex to you anymore. This is my promise. ठीक है? Next, understand the structure. This is beautiful. ठीक है? Identify the premise. What is the premise, sir? Data, the stated part, the true part, the factual part. ठीक है? Conclusion. Any intermediate steps. Intermediate steps could be example. Intermediate steps could be repetition. Repetition means what? Repetition means when the author uses words like furthermore, also, in addition. So there are videos that have been created and kept on this channel about all these transition words and keywords. Please watch them. मेरे ही videos हैं. ठीक है? The video title is How to Read Any RC Passage Quickly. Alright? And in the arguments logic. So next time when you are reading article, you are reading any passage, listen to me. Try to understand what is the flow of the passage. Means what? Paragraph 1 is an introduction. Paragraph 2 are examples. Paragraph 3 are pros. Paragraph 4 are cons. Much better. That is what you mean by structure. Once you evaluate the structure, your understanding will increase a lot. Okay? Anticipate answers. This will come with practice. It will come. Anticipate answers. Matlab, guys, imagine that example that we took, India and positive data points. Strengthen will be that which will put positively India. Weaken will be which will show India negatively. Assumption could be something that will lead to India being positive. Okay, so you're anticipating answers by reading the passage. Before looking at the answer choices, please try. There's not a compulsion to anticipate. Anticipate matlab predict. Okay? What a correct answer might look like. Matlab by this time after you're done reading the passage, you should be able to arrive at the fact that correct answer mein these data points will come or these keywords will come. Trust me, that will come with practice. Okay? People eliminate wrong choices. Ispe I will get lots and lots of videos. Don't worry. We will practice a lot. So eliminate answer choices that do not align with the argument or are extreme keywords like many, never, always, majority. Red flags. Be very careful. Generally they are wrong. Okay? watch for modifiers. GMAT का sentence correction is not there. GMAT में thankfully, I know, right? Grammar is gone now, but modifier still is GMAT's favorite topic. ठीक है? Pay attention to words like some, all, often. They can significantly impact the argument. ठीक है? You'll also come to know the tone of the argument. You'll come to know the words in which the author is conveying. This is very powerful. Okay? 100% be mindful of assumptions. We'll practice a lot. Okay? So identify assumptions. Consider how the argument would be affected. Try. Okay? If these assumptions were false. Assumption is the starting point. Assumption is the base. Assumption is the most important thing. So be mindful of them, be aware of them. We'll practice and get to them. They're tricky, but if assumptions is false, the whole argument falls apart. So keep this in mind. Yeah, chaliye people, next. Which are the common traps, sir? Okay, I'm just giving you some general overall overview today. Then of course we'll start solving. Any option that is out of scope, straight away. Yaad hai people that in that example of India and positive data point, I told you all something that talks about China, something that talks about Sri Lanka or Africa, out of scope. Okay? So any choices introducing new information, I like to call these options as alien. 100% or ideas not covered in the argument are definitely reject, because they are start bringing you something new. They are not value adding to my argument. Not cool. Extreme language. Eliminate choices with extreme language, such as, people, I've given you examples right here. Remember यहाँ पे extreme choices. Hello, extreme. Remember, I've already given you examples here. You're sorted. They are, people, always, never. ठीक है? Unless the argument supports it. मतलब, people, it depends on the tone of the. If the argument is only extreme, if the wordings of the argument are extreme, then you can't help it. Then it's okay. Otherwise, be careful, be wary, avoid irrelevant information. Irrelevant information matlab something that is not talking of related info. Okay? So discard options that provide information not pertinent. Pertinent means relevant or part of the argument. Remove, discard immediately. Don't even bother. Reversed causation. I love this. Isko easy karte hain. Reversed causation also means flipping the argument. These options will do what? The argument will basically show you something like A leads to B. The wrong option happily will show you that B leads to A. Wrong. That's called reversed causation. Flipping. Okay? So any choices that reverse the cause and the effect presented straight away. So if we said something like, you know, the stock market crash led to poverty, ulta ho jayega, poverty led to stock market crash. So ispe what you have to pay attention to? Words, grammar, little bit of sentence construction. But ye GMAT ke classic traps hai. Okay? So people, will you please remember all this and just keep this in mind. That's my humble suggestion. Okay? Chaliye. Now, what are the most important key takeaways today? And then of course we'll start solving. Most important, people, please remember active reading. I'm just revising everything, then we are going to start solving. So engage with the argument, understand, focus on the main conclusion, always the end part. Identify the primary conclusion, supporting premises, matlab data, uske basis pe what the author, matlab you will come to know if the author is supporting something or against something. Author is positive about something or negative. Author is encouraging you or discouraging you about something. Okay? Anticipate answers. Try to predict the answers or try to predict keywords जिस पे answer will be based. And finally, wrong choices. Wrong choices के लिए all the notes I've given you, out of scope, irrelevant, reversed causation, all of that. Please keep in mind. Chalo, people, sir, enough gyan. My God, so much gyan. Now let's start solving. Now what I would want you to do, please, is I'm going to be displaying questions. You can solve on your own. You can solve with me, but let's actively solve. Get active on the live chat. Write your answers in the comment section also. Let's start. Chalo, people, let's read together. The interview is an essay. The interview, I'll change the pen color for y'all, is an essential part, let's make it green, is an essential part of a successful hiring program. So we are identifying the keywords, because with it, job applicants who have personalities that are unsuited to the requirements of the job will be eliminated from consideration. So people immediately break it down. What did we read? Interview, very important part. Interview के basis पे job applicants who are unsuited because of their personalities निकल जाएंगे. That's what the passage is talking about. What the argument above logically depends on which of the following assumptions. मतलब इनमें से which thought process led to this? Okay, so you are supposed to keep the option above this and then arrive at the answer. People, please read the options. Please evaluate the options. Write your answer in the live chat. I'm waiting. Please read the options. Don't forget the keywords. Keywords matlab all these keywords have to be there in your assumption, people. Don't forget. Chalo. People, now I am starting with the answer explanation. What you can do is pause the video, give your answer, unpause the video and continue watching. Okay? Chalo. People, let's look at each option aram se. Let's start. Option A. A hiring program, areva, hiring program will be successful, areva, successful if it includes interviews, areva, not bad at all. This is good. But people, hello, my dear aspirants, is it talking about only this? It is talking about interviews, hiring program, but it is talking about job applicants' personalities. So this option is incomplete. Because we are not talking of significance of interviews. We are talking about interviews are able to do what? That is why this option is incorrect. People making sense? इसीलिए हमेशा याद रखो अमित सर की keyword strategy. Select the keywords and apply that. Chalo. Second, the interview is a more important part of a successful hiring program than is the development of job description. Hey? People, has job description been stated? No, sir. This is introducing an alien concept. Reject. Straight away. Don't bother. Third, interviewers can accurately identify applicants whose personality, CC keywords, only keywords I'm doing, nothing else, are unsuited to the requirements of the job. This is good, yeah. Now people, look at the keywords. Interviewers hai, matlab interview hai. Come on. You can also say, na, sir, cyclist hai, to cycle to hoga hi na. But now what will the cyclist do? Hai? So that is correct. Applicants' personalities has also come, and 100% unsuited. And people, look at the function. If you put this option above here, कि interviews can identify applicants whose personalities are unsuited, that is why interview is crucial, because it helps in removing candidates whose personalities are unsuited, is perfect. Making sense? But let's continue. The only purpose of this itself is a hashtag red flag. Why? Because it is extreme. But ruko, let's read aage. See, start forming red flags pehle se. Of red flags means very different things in Amit sir's world and your world from now. Not those red flags, okay? Of an interview is to evaluate whether job applicants' personalities are suited to the requirements of the job. It's good, it's good. I like it, sir. I like it. Okay? But यहाँ पे what is the question saying? That interview, because with it job is an essential part, because job applicants are unsuited requirements will be eliminated. But people, that doesn't mean that the only purpose of an interview is that. There could be other purposes also. No? I mean, interview does serve this, but then other, which we don't know. So by calling it only purpose, you are making it extreme. Be careful. Next. The fit of job applicants' personalities to the requirements of the job was once the most important factor in making hiring decisions. People, once, मतलब this is a thing of the past. Why, sir? ऐसा तो नहीं बोला है कि अभी का है, पहले का है. That is why this is 100% wrong. Correct answer is answer option B. People, is it understood? I have given you a detailed answer explanation. Please read it. If you did not understand Amit sir ka teaching, this will make sense. I've also explained to you A, B, C, D and E ka detailed answer explanation. Please read this, and of course this will come to you in the notes as well. Okay? Chalo, did you get this answer correct? If you got it correct, go right now in the comment section and leave one heart. That means you've got one correct. Next, let's continue. Okay? So people, this is the question. We will read together and then of course you will solve. Often patients with ankle fractures that are stable matlab ankle fractures that are stable and thus do not require surgery. ठीक है, मतलब you got a fracture, it was a stable fracture, so no surgery needed, are given follow-up x-rays. Follow-up x-rays matlab later on. Follow-up x-rays matlab later on. ठीक है, they have to do an x-ray because they are orthopedists. Orthopedists matlab bone doctors are concerned about possibly having misjudged the stability of the fracture. ठीक है, so what the doctor says, yaar, now you've got a cast, but get a x-ray done later. Maybe the fracture is not healed. Okay, when a number of follow-up x-rays were reviewed, however, people, this is a very important red flag because this is a transition word. ठीक है, यहाँ पे the author is changing the direction. That is very, very, very important. यहाँ पे whatever the author said earlier, now he's flipping. However, all the fractures that had initially been judged stable were found to have healed correctly. ठीक है, so what they said is orthopedists always advise कि go get a follow-up x-ray, but when they saw so many follow-up x-rays, they saw it had healed. There was no need for follow-up x-ray. Therefore, this is the main conclusion. It is a waste of money to order follow-up x-rays. Don't go for follow-up x-rays of ankle fractures initially judged stable. Why? Because they will heal. If they are initially judged as stable, then follow-up x-ray not needed. Now, which of the following, if true, most strengthens the argument? What is the strengthening part? This conclusion. So now choose an option that best supports this conclusion. Come on people, read it, evaluate it, eliminate wrong choices. Chalo people, now I'll discuss the answers. You can pause the video, evaluate, give the answer, then unpause and watch it. Chalo, come on, let's start. Option A, you have to choose something that strengthens. Doctors who are general practitioners. People, we spoke about orthopedists. This is talking about general practitioners. Rather than orthopedists are less likely than orthopedists to judge the stability of an ankle fracture. This is out of context or it introduces a new idea. Reject. We are talking of ankle fractures, orthopedist, follow-up x-ray. This is not related. Wrong. Gaya. Many ankle injuries for which an initial x-ray is ordered are revealed by the x-ray not to involve any fracture of the ankle. People understood this, but this is also not related because we are talking about follow-up x-rays. We are not talking about initial x-rays. The argument is concluding by saying follow-up x-rays are useless. So we are not bothered with initial x-ray. This is also irrelevant. Okay, I'm writing one reason also ताकि बाद में when you come back to this, you know why Amit sir rejected. So I'm giving you the logic also. Third, x-rays of patients of many different orthopedists, ठीक है, working in several hospitals were reviewed. This means what? This means that our sample size was very big, which is good. That means our conclusion also is not bad. We reviewed lots of x-rays of lots of orthopedic patients from lots of hospitals to arrive at this. Hey, this is nice, yeah. That means it makes sense. So this option looks good. Let's park it. D, the healing of ankle fractures that have been surgically repaired. People, we are talking about do not require surgery. This option is talking about surgically repaired. Out of context. Straight away, don't bother. We are not talking about surgical repairing. We're talking do not require surgery. Remove. E, orthopedists routinely order follow-up x-rays for fractures of bones other than ankle bones. People, out of context because we are talking only of ankle bones. Yeah, we are not talking about remaining body ke bones. Please remove. Now C, either you get convinced by answer option C or you get convinced that A, B, D, E is not the answer because they are irrelevant, out of context. Correct answer is answer option C. Is it making sense? People understood? Everybody understood? All my rock stars understood? And see, again, I've given you detailed answer explanation. You can read. All of these have been taken from the GMAT original guide, which is a must-have Bible to solve GMAT critical reasoning questions. Okay? So I'll be referring to that. It's the best question bank. It's a very old edition that I have, but still it works and it's awesome. Yeah, people, understood? Cool, clear? Alright, and of course I've given you everyone ka answer explanation. Chalo, people, did you get it correct? If you've got it correct, go back to the comment section, put 2 hearts now, because you have got 2 on 2. Put 1 heart if you've just got 1 on 2 correct. Yeah? Chalo, people, next question. Come on, we are having too much fun. Just an overview session today, so nothing heavy duty. Chalo, let's read. Unlike the wholesale price of tomato, the wholesale price of potato, yeah, whatever that you call it, tomato, potato, tomato, potato, come on, don't judge, yeah, has fallen considerably. So people, tomato ka price has increased, potato ka price has decreased, oh my god, in the last year. Thus, so yahan pe people, author's conclusion are most important. Thus, although the selling price of French fries, people, because French fries is primarily potato, hello, yeah, has at fast food outlets has not yet fallen, it will inevitably, inevitably means for sure fall. Now this is a weird thing, yeah. He's saying wholesale price of potato not fallen, French fries ka price not fallen, but it will sorry, wholesale price of potato has fallen, French fries ka price is not fallen, but it will fall. He's concluding. Now, which of the following, if true? If true, matlab as it is, just read it as it is, most seriously weakens, matlab which argument attacks, which argument contradicts this above. Okay? Please read. It should directly hit my potato French fries price falling. Come on, evaluate it. Hello, people, once again, I'll start. Please pause, take your time and unpause the video and continue. Aajao. Option A. The cost of processing and preservation of potato. People, this is good. This is good. Why? Because, sir, for French fries, we need to process and preserve. This is kind of logical. For making French fries has increased. Oh my God. So people, what is the author predicting? Price of French fries will fall. But what is option A saying? Array, French fries ka preservation and processing cost is only going to increase. Then the cost of French fries will increase. Why not? Because you think McDonald's will just keep paying extra and not increase the price. This is already looking good. Why? This is going against. What is my argument stating? Price of French fries will fall. But now we are saying, array, the cost of processing, preserving French fries only has increased last year. That means 100% this year they will not bear the cost. But this is good. Aage. The wholesale price of tomato is typically higher than that of the same volume of potato. People, this is definitely not weakening. Because we are not talking of a price difference A. B, we are talking of French fries ka price will fall. Because potato ka price has fallen. So reject. Third, the operating cost of the average, oh my God, of the average fast food outlet store have remained constant during the last year. People, this has got no keywords, doesn't talk about French fries, doesn't talk about potato. It is talking about the operating cost. It is out of context. Reject. Next, changes in retail prices always lag behind changes in wholesale prices. Not bad. Wholesale price is given. People, now retail price kidhar aa gaya? Out of context. You might say, sir, please, okay, now McDonald's ka French fries is retail price, na sir, but that is still out of context because we are just saying wholesale prices have fallen, prices of French fries will fall. Now you give something opposite of that. This is not the opposite. Think about it. Gone. The cost of harvesting potato has decreased. People, this is actually supporting it. This is strengthening it because we are saying then the price will fall. We have to say the price will not fall. The price will increase. only answer option A is supporting that. So is weakening it. Understood? People, did we understand? Please read the answer explanation. Amit sir has given you detailed answer ones, taki nobody gets confused. Is it making sense? Is it clear? Okay? So people, once again, exactly why every option is wrong and why the option is correct. Okay? Chalo, people, 3 questions done. Logical thinking at its peak. If you got all 3 correct, go in the comments, put 3 hearts. If you got 2, put 2 hearts, 1 put 1 heart. But yeah, I hope you're having fun and I hope you're understanding. Chalo, people, let's continue. Come on. Let's keep the momentum going. You all are doing a good job. Let's read together. This one will surely get it, I promise you. Chalo. Only those dance students who maintain a 3.2 grade point average GPA, okay, are allowed to perform in school concerts. Now, so what is the condition? That if you are a dancer who has a 3.2 GPA, okay, if you have this, so if you're a dance student with this, then people, you will be allowed to perform in concerts. Okay? Concerts. Now, Harriet is the lead dancer of the school's concert. So Harriet is performing in the concert. People understood? Now please, why is Amit sir writing all this? This is how you should map an argument. Which of the following can be concluded? Come on, give me the answer. What can be concluded with this condition? And this is your if condition that is given. Come on, what can be concluded? Hello, people, can we please continue? Clear? Chalo, let's start. Let's look at each of the options and continue. Come on. Option A. Dance students who don't maintain a 3.2 GPA can't participate in concerts. People, this is good. This is very good. I like it. But then, sir, we are talking of Harriet Didi. Wo kahan gayi? We are saying that to get into the concert, you have to have a 3.2 GPA. Harriet Didi is the lead dancer. Okay. So then what about? So then this option is incomplete. Yeah, that is my problem. It looks nice, but there's no Harriet only. Incomplete. Wait, more. Harriet is a good dancer. People, this option is a judgmental option. Always they are red flags. Reject. Isliye Amit sir is writing the meaning. Okay? You cannot conclude that Harriet is a good or a bad dancer. She is the lead dancer. And to become the dancer, 3.2 GPA is required. That doesn't mean that she's a good dancer. Remember that. She could be the best dancer. Okay? Wrong. The school should only require a minimum GPA of 2.5. Huh? You are saying 3.2. Out of context. Irrelevant. Don't care. Reject. Harriet has earned at least the minimum GPA required to participate in the school concert. 100% yes. You keep people, Harriet is in the concert, matlab this condition has been met. She has earned the minimum GPA. That is for sure. Now, how much is a GPA? We don't know. Is it 3.3, 3.4? Is it 3.21? We don't know. But she has earned. That's why she is the lead dancer. So this looks good. E. Yeah. Harriet wouldn't be the lead dancer of the school's concert team if her GPA was lower. People, this is wrong. Why? Because we don't know Harriet Didi ka GPA. Now you may argue, sir, 3.2 to minimum chahiye na? I'll be like, yeah. But what if Harriet's GPA was 4? Then what if a GPA was lower, matlab 3.9? She would still qualify. And you can also say, sir, what if a GPA was 3.21? Lower would be 3.19. Then she would not qualify. But there are 2 points of view now. So since we don't know, this option is fuzzy. We are not sure कि how much was her GPA, but she is the lead dancer. मतलब क्या? She's met the minimum criteria at least. That is why correct answer is answer option D. We will समझ रहा है. See how interesting the questions are. Purely logic based. So you can eliminate options. You can select the right answer option. Too much fun. ठीक है people, 4 questions done. You guys are doing a good job. Please go to the comment section and put 4 hearts if you got all 4 correct, or 3 hearts, or whatever. Next question. Come on. Let's keep the momentum going. We are having fun. This is good. Chalo, people, let's read. Come on. Quick serve sandwiches uses only cream cheese, which are lower in saturated fat. Okay? So people, quick serve sandwiches uses cream cheese, which is lower in saturated fat. See how I'm mapping the answer. Than any other type of cheese to make it sandwiches. Now a condition is given since diets high in saturated fat. So people, any diets which are high in saturated fats are linked to heart disease. Oh my god. ठीक है? Then people, heart disease हो जाएगा. It can be concluded that the sandwiches of quick serve. What are quick serve sandwiches? Cream cheese low, which is low in saturated fat, are अरे वाह wholesome. Oh my god. So यहाँ पे weirdly we have concluded that they are wholesome. ठीक है? So people, Amit sir has mapped the entire question for you there. Now, which of the following is a flaw? People, there is an obvious error jahan pe we have given you this conclusion basis this condition where this is the fact. This is the fact. So there is some error here. What is the error? Please read. Look out for keywords, eliminate options that are irrelevant, out of scope, and then let's mark. Come on. Chalo, people, let's discuss. ठीक है? बहुत easy है. So understood now? All that we said is quick serve has cream cheese which is low in saturated fats. Now diets which are high in saturated fats lead to heart disease, and uske basis pe we are saying quick serve sandwiches are wholesome. आ जाओ. No information is, which is the flaw. No information is provided about unsaturated content. Oh my god, of cream cheese. People, we are saying it is low in saturated fats. Are we discussing unsaturated content? No. Out of context. Reject. Sorry. Why are you going to the other side? You talk of saturated fat content, less or more, good or bad, wholesome or not wholesome, not unsaturated content. Reject. Second, low in saturated fat doesn't necessarily indicate wholesomeness. Hey, this is a beautiful option. I love it, yeah. So obviously people, यहाँ पे this is a weird part ना कि it's low in saturated fat. How can you call it wholesome? जबकि high in saturated fat मतलब heart disease. So low in saturated fat मतलब wholesome हो जाता है क्या? That is a flaw. That looks fishy. मतलब suspicious. That is looking good. So park the option. ठीक है? That definitely looks good. Different people have different metabolic rates. Oh my god, reject straight away, out of context. We are not talking of metabolism in people. Many customers add mayonnaise. Please reject. Don't even bother. ठीक है? वो तो फिर आप कुछ भी बोलोगे, मोमो चटनी, ग्रीन चटनी, स्वीट चटनी, and then Thousand Island dressing. Reject. Crispy sandwiches. Wah ji wah. You're talking of quick serve sandwiches and now introduces crispy sandwiches. Reject, out of context. Biggest competitor has followed suit and started using cream cheese to make it all his sandwiches. So what do, bhai? We are using cream cheese. They are also using. How is this a flaw? This is no flaw. This is just a comparison. Reject. Bacha kya? Answer option B. That is literally the answer. It is a huge flaw because how can you conclude that they are wholesome? There's no relation to show. You just said high in saturated fat, heart disease. There is no relation at all. Hence it is wrong. Yeah? Chalo. People, now what I'm tempted to do is, and since I always do this in my YouTube ke batches and in my foundation batches, a question homework. I would like all of you to do this homework. I would like all of you to send me the answer and connect with me also on social media. That's very important. Okay? So people, please reach out to me on my Telegram, Amit_RH. Reach out to me. You can DM me on my Instagram, _Amit_Rohra, and tell me what your answer is. Answer is 100% given in the notes. Okay? Notes will come on the website or on the app where you will enroll in the batch. It's for free. So compare your answer and let me know, did you get it correct? You can also leave it away in the comment section and tell me, sir, I did the question, but that's most important. People, please participate. Okay? So this is the passage. This is the question. We have done something similar today, inference wala, and today we have kind of made you think critically because it is critical reasoning. Chaliye. So people, isi ke saath, all right, we come to the end of today's session. What all did we do? We did the whole thing of introduction to critical reasoning. Okay? We looked at the different types of questions and 100% we did a lot of practice questions today ke session mein. This is the format that we will follow anyways, where we'll be doing a mix of theory, we'll be doing a mix of solving, and yes, homework question at the end, which is my favorite part of the session totally. Yeah, chalo. So people, we did all of these things today. And finally, that's about it from my end. All right, homework ke liye 100% you will do that homework question that I have given you, where you will leave the answer for me in the comment section, check the answer with the notes, DM me or reach out to me on Telegram. And people, also most importantly, you will solve the daily practice problem ka sheet. People, please do the DPP without fail. That's most important. And also start practicing from GMAT original guide. It's the best. Start practicing. Yeah, chalo. People, इसी के साथ we come to the end of the session. I had a lot of fun in putting this video together. We are just getting started. Critical reasoning will be my responsibility. I'll be teaching all the concepts and making you super confident. Please make sure you watch all the videos. Write in the comments about your feedback. Let me know, people, are you enjoying or not? What is it that you want other than this? What are your weak areas? Talk to me. Let me know. And like I said, reach out to me on social media. Until we meet again, please take care. Please stay safe. This is Amit sir signing off.